Alright, we're going to learn now how to find the answers to this week's handout, which is about finding the context and the limits of your passage. So the first question we're going to look for is, what is the outline of the book your passage is in? Now, in order to do this, what I want you to do is find out, say if your book is Matthew, I want you to find an outline on the book of Matthew. If it's Acts, I want you to find an outline in the book of Acts. Now, I would prefer you use your study Bible. Look in your study Bible and see if it lists an outline of the book in the beginning of the book. And if it doesn't, then I want you to go to this website, biblica.com. I'm going to cheat a little bit here and just copy it, but you guys will have to actually type it in. So just type in exactly like it is, and it'll take you to this website. And once you're here, you scroll down, and you're going to see Old Testament books, New Testament books. Say it's Matthew. It'll show you here the outline of Matthew. My passage isn't Matthew, so we're going to go back and hit Ephesians. Here it tells you the outline of Ephesians, so you just highlight it, copy it, go back, and paste. Now, like I said, I'd prefer you did a study Bible to do it, but if your study Bible does not have it, then there's another excellent way to do it. Now, I've already done it up above, so we're going to refer to my answers up ahead. So the next question is, why is Ephesians part of the Bible? Well, it's not going to be that for you. It's going to be, why is your book of the Bible part of the Bible? What does it contribute to the Bible's theme? And it says here, this is done by looking at some themes in the outline. So you go up to your outline, which my outline is up here, and you see talks about spiritual blessings, prayer for wisdom, prayer for surpassing persons of God to be real to us. Then, like, here's a main theme: the walk, call for unity, imitate God, just different themes you see pointed out here. So I went down and I put my reason that it's included is because it teaches the believer how to act. We cannot believe like the world. When you seek out God's will, we must get along with each other, and finally teach us how to do spiritual warfare. So you have to find out, like, what things are in the book that you're studying that make it important to the Bible. There's really no right or wrong answer, but you have to think it through and find out a few things of why you think it was included in. Okay, the limits of my passage. Where does it start and end, and why? Okay, my passage was from Ephesians 5, 3 to 14. Now, I originally had only picked to do verses 9 to 14, but when I went and looked at it, which I can do really quick here, Bible Gateway, Ephesians 5. Okay, if you look at it, it says, it's supposed to originally have had it to be 9 to 14, but you can see that that's not the beginning of a thought. It's in the middle of a paragraph. For once, here you don't know what you're talking about unless you read further back. So I decided that, starting at verse 3, but among you there must be a hidden sexual immorality. I said this was my start because of the word but. It starts a new thought process, a new point. So verse 3 is where I started. Now, I went down to verse 15. What did I say? It was 3 to 14. And the reason I ended at 14 is, it says, this is why it says, wake up, O sleeper, rise from the dead. Now, if you go to verse 15, it says, be very careful then how you live. So that seems to be starting a new theme. So I ended it with verse 14, because once a new thought pattern going into, giving God praise and singing songs and hymns, to me that's a new subject, so I don't want it to end there. So what you gotta do is look at your passage in the Bible, see, is there a break, then a new thought pattern starts, where your passage starts, and then keep reading until it starts a new theme. So I put the limit of my passage is Ephesians 5, because verse 3 starts a new thought, living in the light. Verse 15 starts a new theme of walking in God's love. Now, question 4. What subdivision does my passage fall into? Okay, so you go back up to your outline. My verse is imitate God. It's a subdivision 5, 1 to 33. Now you can see here there's other even further breakdowns. So that's for this question, you want to know what your passage is found in. It's found in section Imitate God. So I went down and I put, according to my outline, passage is found in subdivision Imitate God. Now, next question, what is the paragraph topic? So you go back up to your thing, to your outline. You find here the topic is by walking in light. You can imitate God by walking in light. So I came down here and I put my paragraph topic is by walking in light. So then the final step is number 6. What is your topic statement? So you take your subdivision and you take your paragraph topic and you make a sentence making a statement about the paragraph. So I said, believers need to imitate God by walking in light, because we're saying that the division is imitating God and you do it by walking in light. So I made it into a sentence saying believers need to imitate God by walking in light. So this is really, it's key because you want to be able to study the entire passage. You don't want to study too much, but you don't want to not study enough. So you have to find out what your actual limit of the passage is. But it didn't really take me that long to do. I mean, you just saw me do it in about 5 or 10 minutes. So it shouldn't take you guys that long to do this week. If you have any questions, give me a call or email me. I'll upload this video and you can all keep watching it as you need help.